tripping. Oh, no, we're doing the Ken model.
Okay, we're live.
Level floor, still through.
Yes, thank you. All right, call meeting to order. Roll call, Derek?
Yep.
Sue?
Yes.
Ken? Yeah. Joel?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Hi, Derek. He is joining us via Google Meet.
Okay.
Approval of the agenda as presented and or amended.
Were they two bids here for?
Number 5.
Or five? Okay, we'll get that.
That's all right. I move we approve.
Okay.
Second.
Further discussion? Joel?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Ken? Derek?
Yes.
All right, open forum, 5-minute limit, public comments on non-agenda items, due to Iowa's open meetings and open records law, the council cannot act on these items at this meeting, but they may be considered for future agenda. Anybody for public comment?
Unless there's someone on the phone, no one in here.
Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to the sheriff's report. Wait. Hi, sir.
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
Deputy Thompson with the Sheriff's Office. I'm not sure if Deputy Powers or Schrader informed you guys, but every fiscal year we rotate towns. So they're not going to be the representatives anymore, it'll be myself and Deputy Barnett. We'll be doing our best to make it to every meeting. I'm generally working afternoons, so pending calls for service, I may not be able to be here, but I'll do my best to follow up with either one of y'all or city clerk as we see fit there. Do you guys have anything for our office at this time?
We asked last month about these motorized scooters and the status of them, legality.
Yes,
And
sir.
maybe that message didn't get to you, but can you fill us in on what they should do, can't do?
Yes. What are the specific concerns, I guess, that we can try to address? Is that reckless use, certain age groups? Is there certain things that we've been seeing in town?
All of the above.
All of the above? Okay. Yeah, so, as you guys are probably aware, the state of Iowa has not made a whole lot of regulations on electric bicycles, and the ones that they have made are extremely ambiguous. There's a couple different classifications that the legislature has provided for us. There's low-speed electric bicycles, I believe is the term. That's essentially a normal bicycle that helps you pedal, assist you in your speed pedaling. Those by law in Iowa are limited to less than 20 miles per hour with pedals for a class A, or a class 1, excuse me. Class 2 is with throttle assisted up to 20 miles per hour, and then class 3, if I remember right, is pedal assisted up to 28 miles per hour. Anything above those speed capacities is not considered a low-speed electric bicycle. Where that generally would fall, the legislature has not decided directly. That being said, most reason, and there's no direct case law on it from the appellate courts in Iowa yet, but common sense would put that generally into an electric motorcycle type of regulation. So that being said, if it's designed as an on-road vehicle, those vehicles would fall within motorcycle requirements of Iowa under 321, the Iowa traffic law chapters. And that would again be subject to then registration, insurance, or proof of financial liability for that vehicle, as well as a valid license for that vehicle that would require a motorcycle endorsement for the driver as well. That being said, I'm guessing most people are necessarily not doing that. And at the end of the day, that comes down to consistent reporting. You guys are aware we try to be in town as much as possible, but staffing and geography limits us, frankly, in that ability at times. And so if those things are happening, best thing that you guys can do and citizens can do to help us do our jobs there is descriptions of who it is, what the bikes look like. Pictures are obviously the best because when I look at a bike, it probably is going to look a little different to me than it is to a council member or another citizen as well, and what we see and the criteria that we see on that bike. So pictures and video are obviously the most beneficial there, and just consistent reporting. I know we've had some reports of conventional dirt bikes in the past riding along towns and stuff. I know in the last week or so, I responded to a couple of those myself. I know the rest of our office has as well. Does that answer some of the questions? I'm sure that sparks some other questions as well.
Would, in conjunction with the library, would a training class help them to understand what the laws are, that you have to stop at a stop sign, you have to do this? Do you think that would be a reasonable way to address the issue?
If we want to talk to the library about setting up an opportunity for some education on electric bike operations, I'm sure we could probably coordinate that with the sheriff's office.
I'm just thinking, so many of them go right through stop signs and they don't pay any attention to any traffic at all. And if they, of course, the parents would take the responsibility of teaching their children these things, we wouldn't have that sort of problem. But we have it. So if the city can do anything to educate these kids that they're breaking the law, it would help.
And coupled with that, those two-wheel scooter things that got the handlebar. I saw some kids riding double on one of those the other day, not paying attention to anything. That's just an accident waiting to happen.
We've got a mini bike that he puts two kids on, one on the handlebar and one behind him. And he's a teenager himself. And we've got little kids.
Yes, yeah, and that's another area where, like, in particular with the more traditional scooter standing type vehicles, obviously they still have to obey traffic laws if they're going to be on the roadways, but as far as, you know, going through a sidewalk or something like that, there's not a huge amount of regulation there. I'm not sure if anyone has seen the news today. I'm not super familiar with it. KCCI put out an article today talking about what the city of Norwalk has done, because Maxwell is not the only community in the state that is having these issues. Norwalk put that responsibility on the parents of the children, that they're able to hold the parents responsible for the reckless operation of those types of vehicles by the children. Whether or not that holds up is one thing. And then the other thing that I know I was in Collins last year, and they dealt with some similar situations, both with the e-bikes as well as conventional cars and trucks. One thing that they've run into as well is since the state doesn't have a code section directly addressing a lot of these things, and there's a lot of gray area to it, when cities are able to make those code sections and then we're able to find them, the city also has to be willing to prosecute those violations. I'm not familiar with you guys on how your process works there. I know a lot of other towns that they frankly have decided it's not financially worth prosecuting those in criminal court. So that would be another end of the question that I would suggest the city at least thinks about or looks to address there, how far they do want us to go in prosecuting that if the city does decide to pass a local city ordinance on those matters.
Are there fines included with anything that you guys would do?
Yeah, so if it does fall within a state code section, as I mentioned earlier, with either the low-speed electric bikes or the electric motorcycles, which fall under the motorcycle regulations, we would be able to prosecute that from a criminal perspective. That would, of course, need to be of someone who is of age to be prosecuted. So we're not going to, cite a 6-year-old for no valid driver's license. Okay, we're going to go the common sense out there and talk to the parents and such that way as well. But yeah, we're obviously able to prosecute the state stuff and the county stuff, but if it's a city ordinance that the council decides to move forward with and pursue that with, we want to also know what council wants us to do as far as prosecution of that ordinance. So, for violation of that ordinance, excuse me.
All right, anything else for the deputy?
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Presentation for the 2025 Maxwell Community Betterment Citizen of the Year Award. It's not a citizen per se this year.
Yeah.
It's a couple
Uh-huh.
of individuals.
So Ken Mon Investments LLC is owned by lifelong Maxwell residents Kenny Moosberger and Monty Lentz. They have been selected as the 2025 Maxwell Community Betterment Citizens of the Year. Kenny and Monty were raised in Maxwell, graduated from Collins Maxwell, and chose to build their lives and families in the community. In 2016, they formed Ken Mon Investments and began investing in local rental properties. Through countless hours of hands-on work and true sweat equity, they have transformed each house they purchased into a well-maintained quality home. What began with a single property has grown into 3 homes, a 4-unit townhome, and another remodel underway. Their dedication to providing affordable, accessible housing has strengthened Maxwell. By creating and maintaining rental options that families can rely on, Kenny and Monty are helping our community grow, supporting local residents, and maintaining a healthy population. Their efforts embody the spirit of betterment, working hard, investing locally, and making a lasting difference. Please join me in honoring Kenny and Monty as the 2025 Maxwell Community Betterment Citizens of the Year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, guy did a-
We gotta get a
Yep.
picture. Oh, there, you guys can see it first. There we go. Now,
All right,
set
thank
time.
you.
You ready? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, appreciate it.
work.
We're doing the best we can. Feel like we're just getting started. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Kenny.
See you on the
Bye-bye.
All right, on to number 6,
Good
consent
song. You want to
agenda.
sit in this spot? You can sit on me.
I have questions on several
I have a
things.
motion on the floor.
Second.
And discussion.
I had questions on several things here. On the reports. I've got a lot. On number 12, on the regular meeting, June 10,
What page, yeah?
what page am I on for?
What about it?
I know I
Which
talked about
number?
number 12.
Okay.
That the city had maintained that and it's not included in the minutes. And this is school property, and I thought that should be corrected to, it was noted that the city had maintained that prior to giving it to the school.
Okay.
There was something in the legalities there that the city had not maintained it.
Okay.
Okay. Central on page 5, claims presented. Central Iowa short line, it blank as to what it was.
It's shop supplies and oil and
Okay,
tools.
just curious. Gannett Holdings, is that who Tri-City is now, or have we changed who we're,
That is the publisher.
Yeah, that's they used to be, I think, Meredith, and now they're
yeah, there
Gannett.
used to be something else. That's why I
Yeah,
was
that's for
wondering,
the Tri-County newspaper publishing.
do we have any better circulation within the city of Maxwell, or do only 2 or 3 people getting it that we don't have enough
There's nobody.
qualified?
It's a newspaper, nobody gets it, but we're required by the state law
Legality,
to
yeah.
post it.
But by the state law, it has to have a circulation of so much.
Well, the circulation has to be available to what's available in the community. I can't post it in the Wayne Register because it's not,
No, but can you, like,
Or
are there
that's-
other alternatives?
I don't believe so.
Then we're breaking the state law by not having a certain percentage of
Then-
circulation.
Bring me a new plan then.
So if there's no circulation, they don't send it out, or nobody wants to buy it,
Yeah,
what can you do about it?
I talked to your council,
Nothing.
your
You
legislators.
can't do anything
Tell them
about
to
it.
fix it. Because I'd love not to pay $1,600 a month to post all these meetings.
yeah,
So,
that's what I'm.
but there's
I'm
not
getting
something
at.
we can fix. Unless you want to bring something up here about what newspaper we should be publishing.
Let me do some checking with somebody that will know. I'm just trying to, I squeeze the nickel. Uh, Iowa Code Enforcement Services, and on page 6.
Yeah.
We don't need names and addresses and that, but it would be advantageous for council members to know if, junk car removed, or what, trash removed, or things.
Is that my job or yours?
No, it's Adam's job.
Exactly.
And we should have a report from him, since we are paying him to
The whole
do
point
this
of
for
paying
us.
somebody else to do it is so that you guys aren't involved. You want to be involved now?
I always have been. I think we should know what's going on in this town, because we notice things that need to be done that
If there's
aren't
some-
being taken care of.
There's a way to address that. If you need to address something, you can contact Adam and let him know that you would like something addressed.
Okay, I will get on that. Because the last time I asked about it, it was, well, you don't want to put that information out.
I don't want to put it out.
But you don't have to put out names or anything, but people in town need to know that we are,
You want to be
Not-
busy?
are we getting the services for what we're paying for? I'm not saying for me specifically. I have had this question come to me, what are we paying him for? And that's why I'm asking for a report of what has been done.
How come they can't just be satisfied with he's going around and making sure that everything's put to, or up to order? I mean, why
But there
why does anybody need to know if
They
it
don't
was a
need
junk
to.
car, or if it was grass not mowed or whatever?
They'll know that
That's-
he is doing something and the city is paying for that.
And that's what he's doing.
And they feel that money is being wasted because they don't know that he's doing anything at all. And it's not just me saying this is things that I have heard from others. And I don't mean just one person.
Okay.
Okay. The treasurer's report, I can ask Wendy on those because I have questions that she can help answer that. Okay, that's it.
So amending the first portion of.
Number 12.
Number 12, adding, I don't know what you want to say we're adding, that we maintain the property? That we mowed the grass for the
No,
last
but
100 years?
if it's a legitimate reporting of the council meeting, it should include that there was a question asked, it resolved, or no matter what it is, it should be included in the minutes.
Minutes aren't an exact transcript, the exact transcript is a recording. Minutes are a generalized information about what was being discussed. They discussed the transfer of property
And
at
it's
said location.
available to the citizens who are asking questions.
Yes, it is.
I know it is, but they still, if it's not in there, they don't know that something happened. not just this particular incident, but something else. Because there's been other things that haven't been totally clear as to what happened.
And I would encourage them to come up here and be an active participant.
Well, I've done the same thing.
And
I've done the same thing.
if they want further clarification, I'm gonna encourage them every time to come up here.
I do too. I do too.
That'll be where we're gonna leave it. So amendment to add that we discussed the maintenance of that on section 12. Derek, do you accept that amendment?
Sure.
And who, was that your
My
second?
second, yes, I
Do you
do.
accept the amendment?
Yes,
Any further discussion?
no.
Doug? Joel?
Yes.
Sue?
Yeah.
Ken?
Yeah,
Derek?
Yes.
All right. On to 7, discussion and possible action on the summer 2027 DOT ADA compliant sidewalk project, Highway 210 and 5th Street, including whether the city wishes to proceed with any additional work.
Lenny, do you remember when the, grant application said that they were going to take disbursements and solutions?
Let me look.
Because I thought it was the end of this month.
So on the little post-it add-on.
Yeah, it is the end of July.
Says on here, the sidewalk would likely take place in fiscal 28, but 2% property tax cap legislation. It's unclear whether the city would have the $54,072 available for the project. We withheld $260,000 this year that we didn't allocate to anything in our budget. Is that
So-
accurate?
And the Foth infrastructure, they just want a yes or no. He didn't care if I applied for 10 grants. They just need a yes or no so they can move on. And then when I applied, when I filled out the project costs and matching dollars, it wasn't adding up. So I called the grant administrator and they do not reimburse for engineering costs. So the 36,600 that council agreed if we get the award would now be a gap of $54,072, which is significant.
So instead of 36, it's 54.
Yeah.
So it's a $20,000 difference. Right. Not a $54,000 difference.
Right.
I just want to make sure it's good.
And I know we didn't get a really firm answer if Dollar General was gonna pitch in anything, but
So, before the council as to whether or not they're going to proceed.
I think we hold off on the Dollar General until we know whether they're gonna participate or not. That will make a big difference there, and I thought we had decided no on the Rock Creek Drive. And that has Rock Creek Drive because of the way the street runs and.
Are you making a motion?
we can't just,
I need a motion.
You
Either
need a
yes,
motion.
I need a motion.
Well, then I move we, X out the north extension to Rock Creek Drive due to the lay of the land and the complications with snow and the expense of that. And also hold off on the Dollar General until we know if they are going to pitch in a share of it to help with making it more convenient for residents to go to Dollar General.
So to make sure I'm clear, you were still leaving in the or the Maxwell Street extension.
Yes. That's the main course to get to school.
We're talking from the north coming down, correct?
We have to have a second.
Okay, all right.
Is there a second?
I'll do a second, just so we can talk about it.
All right, discussion.
Go ahead.
So the Maxwell Street extension is north of the school coming across 210, is that correct?
Yes.
With Metcalf a block east. I don't know that there's a need there, as well as telephone posts and trees where they've got their sidewalk marked. If you go up there and look, we've got guy wires.
Yeah,
from telephone.
Metcalf is what, did I say Metcalf or did I say Metcalf?
Well,
That's the
the
Maxwell
motion
Street
has
extension.
Maxwell Street in it.
No, it should be Metcalf. I messed up, said the wrong one.
Metcalf already has sidewalk. There isn't a Metcalf. We're not discussing Metcalf.
Metcalf
We're
is not.
discussing Maxwell Street. It was the Maxwell Street extension that's part of the packet.
Then I don't think we need that since Metcalf will be the main crossing is what we have decided in the past, that's what it was going to be. So why would you have to do Maxwell? And why would you have to do Rock Creek Drive? If we,
Your motion
None of
was for the Maxwell Street extension, which is in the plans.
well, then I would like to revise that, and make that Metcalf Street, that yes, we should do Metcalf, not Maxwell.
We're just in discussion with Mr. Small.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Joel?
No.
Doug?
No.
Sue?
No,
Derek?
No.
Ken?
No,
That motion fails. All right, so I'm assuming that means that there's nothing.
well,
That's what I'm going to tell them, that they're not gonna do anything unless somebody's. I don't think I have any other option unless Sue revises or decides to
just I'll
change.
make a motion that we approve it.
approve.
You can't,
Why?
because it's been voted down.
What's been voted down was just the two.
Sue has to make a motion that she
Oh,
voted down,
okay.
making the original motion.
All right.
So I can't change it.
You can make a new motion now.
Okay, then I move that we not approve any of these extensions because they're not really needed.
Didn't we just do that?
Yeah, we just
We just
voted
did
down
that.
I mean, that's basically where we're already at.
Yeah,
So,
and
Is there a
everybody
second?
voted no, so
Is there a second? All right.
I'll second, but I don't know that we need to, or I'll withdraw my second if, unless somebody explains why we need
I would
to.
withdraw your second because we just discussed it. We just voted no. But we
Right.
were wanting her to
So I withdraw
change
my
it to vote yes,
Okay.
so that we could discuss all the streets again.
That motion fails due to lack of second. And unfortunately, I don't believe we can have another action on that tonight. So I believe that'll be a no for.
Okay.
On to number 8, discussion and possible approval of 26-27 New Century LP gas contract and selection of contract options.
My motion to approve the contract with the selection of the 15% down option.
Second.
Further discussion?
Are they going to keep it maintaining it? Because I have tried 3 different times to get gas up there and it wouldn't
This
accept the
doesn't have
cost.
anything to do with that.
This is LP for us
This is
here.
our contract
Oh,
with
this is LP.
LP.
Okay,
All right, question,
But
why
I-
don't we go with the prepay as we have in the past? It's a little bit less expensive.
You're right, I mean,
It's a nickel a gallon
that's what we've
cheaper.
done before, we've always just went with that, but. Alright, so how's the 15 cent then, or 15 cents?
I think it's supposed to be 15%, not 15 cents.
So that's why it's $330, it's 15% of 3,700.
Yeah.
I can modify mine to the prepay, if that's what we want.
That's what we've always done.
We've always done that. We suggest.
Doesn't mean we always have to, but.
It's factored into our utilities, so.
Okay. I'm fine with prepay.
All right,
And then
I'll agree with the second.
Alright, so we have a amended motion, and then second, any further discussion on the amendment? Sue?
Yeah.
Doug?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah.
Joel?
Yes.
Derek?
yes,
On to number 9, discussion and possible action on parks and open spaces chair to apply for Iowa DOT TAP grant for Heart of Iowa nature trailhead parking project, including a 20% city parking match.
And this is the same,
To
oh,
allow
sorry.
them to proceed with that, with the city putting up 20% match.
Is there a second?
What's our? I'll second, so you discuss.
Further discussion?
So what would our 20% be?
And how much is 20% of what?
$1,000, it's right there in the packet.
Okay. Almost
So this is total cost here.
Total estimated project cost $5,000. 20%, 1,000.
is this a want or a need? Is it an absolute necessity that you spend that kind of money for people driving into town?
Gives people a chance to park and enjoy the trail that's close to town that will potentially attract people into town. If they park there, go for a bike ride, come back, need a snack, a bite to eat, or stop at house for a drink, or enjoy our park that we have.
We have ample parking available throughout town, and they will have their bicycles with them that they're going to be riding anyway. So why do we need to provide
Because
extra places for them to
I've
park?
seen cars parked in front of the old car wash. And then people trying to get their bicycles off the car, out of the truck, off the trailer or whatever, where they could do that safely here.
We have streets that need to be repaired, and that's a safety concern. We have a lot of things that need to be taken care of in this community
Like
for the
sidewalk
residents
crossings.
that are paying the taxes, not the people on the bike trail are not paying the taxes. And why should we be spending extra money on a convenience?
And those people pay taxes when they purchase anything in town.
Well, I realize that, Derek, but they're paying taxes for services in this community that are not being provided. And you've got a lot of people in this community that are very angry that money is being spent on recreation rather than necessities
I
that
haven't-
need to be taken
I haven't
care of.
heard one person come in here. and
Excuse me.
I haven't heard one person come in here and say anything about that. So don't
Oh,
tell me there are
that-
people complaining.
Let me finish what I'm saying. You're interrupting me and that's very rude and I'm not gonna put up with that crap anymore.
Talk to the mayor then.
You're the
Talk to
one
the
that,
mayor.
you are
Finish
the
your
one that interrupted.
Finish your statement, please.
I just feel that it's wrong that money is being spent on all the fun things in town. Yes, we have a lot to offer, but I also feel, not just me, but I also feel that money is being spent foolishly. We're not being fiscally responsible to the taxpayers of this community.
I'm gonna challenge your thought process. Because not being fiscally responsible is letting grant dollars go to waste. And there are lots of grant dollars out there. And it is so much easier to get grant dollars for recreational activities because that's what people want. I can't get a grant dollar to save my life,
You were
to
asking,
fix a road. And I've tried. I've tried 1,000 ways to Sunday. I got laughed out of what was the organization that they laughed out of me for my idea on how I was going to try and get that grant. I was challenging them to put curbs in my town because the
Oh, yeah.
electronic vehicles need to be able to see a curb in order to be able to be feasible in my community. And I was trying to use the technology side to justify getting a curb installed. I can't get a penny for that, but I can get $12,000 to put down some gravel so people have a place to park. It doesn't cost me but $1,000. It's silly not to spend that money. I can tell you, I've been riding my bike a lot, and I've been over to Collins, and I've been over to Cambridge, and I've been to Slater, and I've been to Willicorp, and I've been to Madrid. And you know what each one of those towns have?
they've got curbs and gutters.
No, they have a car park right next to their bike trail. You know what we don't have? A car park next to our bike trail.
Where are they gonna put it?
Right. There's a picture of it in the packet. Your job is to bring your educated self to these meetings. I need you to review these packets before you come up here, because I'm
I did,
done.
I spent the whole day
I
yesterday
am
looking
done
for it.
spending all night up here trying to explain everything in this packet.
I have, but you're not understanding what I'm saying there, and, you
I fully
know,
understand
no
what you're
matter,
saying.
no matter what I say and when I've said it, it's been negatives. And I'm tired of that too. I may be the only woman on this community, on this council, but women have different views on things than men do, and I'm outvoted every single time. And I'm tired of being treated like I don't belong. I will be on the phone from now on.
Those are your choices.
Yes, it is. It's the only thing I have a choice on.
Any
Then,
further-
Mayor, I suggest you just ask for recognition.
No,
If she doesn't want to be part of the meetings or whatever, I just ask you. just
oh,
ask
it's
her
not
for
that I don't
resignation.
want to, it's physically, I'm handicapped and you,
Also, Mayor, I don't like it when she says that she has people. Well, have her come with those people to these meetings so we can face them face to face. If they don't want to come here and complain about things or do anything, then they need to quit just coming to one council member and maybe come to the other council members to be able to talk about it. Or
And
fill out a
Dale-
complaint form.
do you know why they don't come up here?
I don't care.
All right. We
I'm
are
not
still
talking.
on number 9. Any further discussion?
The question I had, and I could read Derek, I know the $5,000 is 1,000, but are there any other associated costs is what I was asking.
So what I see, and I believe my understanding of this is it's a $13,000 grant with a $2,000 cost. Maybe, hold on, $3,000. $12,000 grant, $3,000 that they were expecting to spend that out of the community betterment fund.
She didn't specify, but she anticipated maybe having some betterment matching funds too.
Okay, so it must be a $15,000 project with a $2,000 city source, a $3,000 Maxwell Betterment, and $12,000 for the alternative set aside program grant.
That's what I was
That
asking.
maps out.
15 minus the 3, minus 2. It'll only be 12 if they didn't be providing. No, 10.
12.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, any further discussion? Joel,
Yes.
Doug?
Yeah.
Sue,
No,
Derek,
Yes.
Ken?
Yep.
Motion is approved. 12, follow-up discussion, possible action on the funding for the John Deere equipment.
Wait a minute.
10.
Whoops.
Number 10.
Amended, I missed it because it was amended, my bad. Discussion and possible action on engagement of bond counsel to prepare required legal documents and opinions for the SRF loan and resolution 2026-40, a resolution setting a date for a public hearing for the proposed state revolving fund SRF loan for the Maxwell Water Treatment Plant backwash pump and force main project. All right, so what happened was I tried to utilize our attorney to handle our SRF funding. Our attorney said they cannot be our city representative and represent the SRF program. So they referred me back to bond counsel, Ayler, is it Ayler?
Dorsey Whitney.
Dorsey.
Allers and Cooney is one of them. Dorsey and Whitney is the one that says the other alternatives.
I think we've used both. I think we've had good luck with both of them. Dorsey already said that they were willing to handle it. So basically what I was looking for was permission from the council to move forward with all of the already approved, but we have to have bond council make final approval for the SRF funding.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and approve it then.
Second.
I'll say.
Further discussion. All right. Joel,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Sue,
Yeah.
Eric,
Yes.
Ken.
Yep.
All right. That is.
Now we're back to the regular 10.
I think we are to the 11th now.
Did that set the hearing for the?
Oh, yeah, we need to
Yeah.
set one. I think it did set it. Yeah.
With the resolution.
For August 12th.
It's both bond council and the resolution.
Yep,
August 12th, yeah.
that was what we meant to do.
For the next city council meeting.
All right.
You're right. Sorry.
So number 11, May 13th meeting, Rock moved and Westendorf seconded approval of Van Wall's proposal to purchase the John Deere 1585 train cut. The council discussed whether lost funds can be used for this project. However, the ballot language used requires 100% of lost revenue to be dedicated to cultural and community betterment, so the funds cannot be used for that purchase. Wendy, can you bring us to a better fund? 53,000, right?
If we pay in full and not do the financing, because they wouldn't honor the discount with the 5-year payment.
Utility franchise is already allocated.
Yeah, utility franchises. Going to removal of trees and code enforcement.
Road use,
We could split it between what it will,
road use.
the
and
departments that'll,
That'd be appropriate. And then unfortunately, we'll need you to make a note, this will need to be a budget amendment piece for next April.
Dale, is it 53,000 or 51 something?
I don't really know off the top of my head, I was just randomly pulling,
Okay.
yeah, it's 51, yeah, I wasn't reading the whole thing, sorry.
road use has 114,200.
Yep.
Right now.
I don't think we have anything else allocated out of that.
Okay.
So, if the council agrees, split between road use and general, 50-50.
Yes.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Further discussion?
Second.
Thank you. Further discussion? Doug,
Yes, looking forward to
Sue,
Yes.
Derek,
Yes.
Joel,
Yes.
Ken.
Yeah.
Discussion and possible action on 500 Baldwin Drainage Project proposal. So we have, Wes has gotten us a couple proposals, 4970. We estimated between 4,500 and 5,500 would be our costs on that. So we're right in that range. Here's, I have two things with this. One, we disturbed our own parking. It's the city's property. It's city parking. And the resident who lives at the address is not happy with how the outcome of this is. So, part of the considerations for this is, I was just looking at it, that we have Baldwin Street, $148,322 in that account. And we have approximately 80,000 left to spend,
Mhm.
is what we anticipate.
And then the storm outlet stuff is in there
That's
too.
paid already.
Yeah, I've paid them.
Okay, good. I couldn't remember what we're doing.
So being is considered still part of the same project, I just need council approval to amend that Baldwin project to close out. Basically what they're gonna do is come in and cut a couple inches off the top of the
They're gonna
plastic.
adjust that existing intake down that was intended just to be of access, but it'll be lowered to be deep enough that they can regrade from the parking area, from the driveway back to drain into that intake. So it'll go down maybe 9.
Into the beehive?
Into that, yeah.
Okay.
Any water go into their home and damage it to the point where the valuation has been cut in half. I think there's better ways to spend money that isn't that big of a problem compared to all the rest of the places that play. I think it's their property, they need to take care of it.
But it's in the right of way. So it's our problem.
Yeah.
Just like a tree, they gotta take down. It's our tree. So it's our problem.
Well, I've got the same problem on Sixth Street, right of way, where it's down lower than what the street is.
Need make motion to go ahead and approve this.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none. Derek,
Yes.
Sue,
No,
Doug?
Yeah.
Joel?
Yes.
Yep.
So Mayor, I think that quantity, that cost is small enough that if you just want to sign the proposal that they sent.
Yep.
Or if you want to get it back to me and I can send it back to them, or if you want to go directly.
Can I sign this?
What's that?
I signed an email. Did they send an actual?
They sent an actual proposal. I thought it was in the packet.
Probably Orchard is,
Yep, it's the Orchard.
there it is. Wendy doesn't like it when we go road and sign things, so we're.
I'll burn it. I'll burn it.
Wendy, would you have the mayor and sign the proposal that Orchard sent and get that back to them? And if you need me to get it back to them, I can do that, otherwise. I think their contact information is on there.
All right, so next one, number 13, discussion of possible action regarding interior leak at the library. Library, let Wendy know that the leak in the northwest window is returned. Wendy reached out to Matt at,
The people that did the brickwork, that SMI,
they didn't perform any interior work. And
he says someone needs to look at the roof cap. That's the,
said the roofing material was what the issue was, not the,
So now,
here's the issue. The library board didn't let anybody know about this other than just letting Wendy know. So I asked Wendy to put it on the council And if I'm not gonna get information from the library to deal with something, I'm going to take care of it because I'm not gonna let my building fall apart. So I'm asking for the council to authorize a repair to the roof to stop the leak.
So, I can't discuss until, right?
Correct.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and approve funding for the repair of the library.
I'll second.
Discussion.
So earlier, we were told that it was part of the brick, that the leak was in the brick itself area. And now we're being told it's the roof problem. Did we have somebody look at the roof before?
Yeah.
And they said what?
was
It's a
fine.
brick problem.
We're chasing water.
We're chasing water. Water sucks.
Yep. The water leak is substantially different than what it was.
Yeah.
The brick was an obvious issue. That repair made substantial difference,
Okay.
but now we have to do.
The difference.
So it's secondary, okay.
11 inches of rain.
That doesn't help.
That does not.
This was before that. right?
But it was before that.
Yeah. All right, any further discussion? Joel,
Yes.
Derek,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes,
Yep.
Whitney, reach out to a couple of contractors.
Okay.
See if we can get somebody to come check the roof. Please. Number 14, discussion and possible action on resolution 2026-39, a resolution to move unused 2026 library funds from the general fund to the library trust fund.
So motion.
Second.
Further discussion?
Well, so in this resolution, it says, we have to choose one, approve or decline the transfer. So that ought to be part of the amended motion, on what we're gonna do there. But what I'm looking at is if we're gonna be now spending more money to fix the library's roof, that I don't think we should be moving the money to a trust fund. We should be using this money to help fund the repair on the library. So I would say it needs to be declined at this point. My 2 cents.
Any further discussion? That was my thoughts as well. This will
I thought our vote was gonna be either the acceptance or the decline of this motion. That was my understanding of it. Sorry.
Okay. So what's your motion?
My motion would be that we decline the transfer.
Okay, so we're gonna clarify, you're clarifying your motion?
Yes.
Do you further second?
I second.
Any further discussion? All right, Joel,
Yes.
Sue,
yes,
Doug?
Yes.
Ken?
Yep.
Claire?
Yes.
On to number 15, discussion of potential subcommittee research to future shared service models for municipal operations. I don't have any information for you guys on this just yet. But what I was looking for is I'm looking more than tomorrow, more than 5 years from today, and more than 10 years from today, and how cities are going to look in that time frame. And what I'm looking at right now with the current legislation is seeing a 10% decrease in our budget over the next 5 years in allocated tax dollars. How are we going to make that difference up? And one of the primary ways ways that I can see that is gonna have to come from that, is gonna have to come from governmental efficiencies. And by that, I mean coordinating services between cities and incorporating our communities that are surrounding us into the same projects that we're working together towards. The citizens of Collins are doing the same thing that we're doing here. Citizens of Cambridge are doing the same thing that we're doing here. So it's not really just one city doing everything anymore. It's more of a dynamic area that can really benefit each other. And I would like to put together a subcommittee who would be willing to, one, reach out to Collins and Cambridge and any other communities that are small that, and look at a shared services option. How do we do that? Does it look like shared clerks between the cities? Does it look like shared public works directors? Does it look like shared equipment? Like, should we be looking at buying a 160? I mean, we're putting away money for a $160,000 backhoe. When we have one, does Collins have one? So just something to kick around and think about.
Great thought, yes.
I'm sorry, caller?
Scott Birdhouse got here with One Source Solar.
Oh, okay. So that was where my thought process was on this, how we can continue to keep our community viable, as well as vibrant, and how we can continue to do things that the citizens want while still maintaining the services that they expect. And whether that means shared water service, because I know Collins has been paying a fortune for their water for a long time. And maybe there's a benefit that could take place between shared services like that. I mean, it's 5 miles of piping, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, they drinks more and more, so.
Anybody interested in being on a subcommittee to consider and bring forth proposals and ideas?
I would.
Good, thank you.
I'd be more than
Two, okay. I'm willing to be a part of it too,
I'm
so.
glad you're pinching the buffalo.
All right, I appreciate it. Edition number 16, discussion and possible action on fiscal year 27-28 agreement between the city of Maxwell and Story County Animal Control and other possible animal control options. Sue, I think this one's yours.
Right, after reading through all that Story County had submitted to us, I don't think they're a viable option if we're trying to save money, if we're trying to get services. I feel that they made so many changes and we haven't been getting a lot of cooperation with them. So I got in touch with the Animal Rescue League and Doug said he would help, and he contacted, and I called several other communities, but they go through their law enforcement first. Well, we don't have that option. So then I went to the Animal Rescue League, and if you read through all of the things that they sent to me, you'll know what they're willing to provide. And if we're not going to have city employees who can take the animal to the Animal Rescue League, I have kennels that I will put in the back end of my vehicle and pay for mileage, whatever it is now. I'll take it to Ankeny.
I did contact Baxter and Slater just to kind of see what they due for a game plan. Baxter, their county, they had something similar to what we have in Story County, but that dissolved, so they are struggling to find out what they can do and how they can resolve their problems. Slater does it pretty much locally. They do use the Animal Rescue League for long-term stuff. Their community is very good. They've got a chip reader, and they will, if they find a stray dog, they'll come down, find the owner. So they haven't really had major issues, but they do pretty much handle it locally when they do have something.
And I think, isn't that kind of like what we used to do years ago, is we had a city employee who took care of things, just minor things that came up. And I checked, Marshalltown, they go through their police department. Cambridge goes through the Huxley goes through their police department. So I think, and Colfax, Animal Rescue League just signed contract with them as to what they're doing, and that's all in the paperwork too.
All right, is there a motion?
You've already discussed it.
I move that we not do Story County and we look seriously at one of these other options.
Fine.
Which should be two options too.
Animal Rescue League in Des Moines or, where was it, did you say Baxter? Was it Baxter that was doing
Well,
that?
they were Jasper, yeah, no, Jasper County is dissolving there, so
Okay, so Slater,
Slater, I believe, is,
okay, or Slater, what they're doing. And
Which is
explore
Animal Rescue.
further and go from there.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion?
So what I'm looking at here with the Colfax and ARL, I'm seeing a lot more dollar signs than I am for the Story County. That scares me.
For what services in particular do we have a problem with if they were charging?
Well, the holding period says the city shall pay $226. That's for the holding period. And then go back to on page, there's not a page number on here, but
But that goes to the owner, doesn't it?
no, this
The way
isn't.
I understood
It says right here on it that the city pays it. And then paragraph 4.3, animal services fee schedule. As described in paragraph 4.2, the city shall pay the following amounts. Companion animal boarding fees, $85 for first day, $23.50 each additional day.
And that goes to the owner.
Litter mates, $226 total. 10-day animal bite quarantine, $300 per animal. Dead animal cremation disposal, $2 per pound. Rabies vaccination, $20 per animal.
Yeah, no, it won't do anything.
Like I said, that's just seeing a whole lot more dollar signs than what the Story County one has.
But Story County has given us practically nil in services. Nothing. I think we need to look at something else, but somebody else should have brought it up rather than me, otherwise it may have been. Oh,
Because this one, the Story County is $10 per day up to a maximum of 7 days for unclaimed dog and up to 10 days for dog bites. So that's $10 a day. That's $100. But the other one wanted $300 for a dog bite, 10 day.
but are we going to have any services from Story County like it has been for the last year, year and a half, 2 years? That's the problem that we're facing now.
So my issue is that, yes, we do get Story County services down here. And the council wants an investigation of every dog bite and I'm not always in town, and that is why we have Story County Animal Rescue League is not gonna come out here to do the investigation. So
That's why we need
we-
someone in town to
Right.
be animal control. That is one of the major problems that we have. We have no one in town who is willing to do animal control. We had it before, years ago, and it worked great. And then all of a sudden, we don't have anyone taking care of animal control. And we've had problems ever since.
All right, any further discussion? Doug?
Repeat the motion, please. Does that go with animal control, right?
No, the motion is to axe Story County Services and look into other options. Which means we won't have any services which our ordinance has written in that we are required to have.
I'm gonna say no, because we need to get something going faster.
Derek,
No,
Joel,
No,
Sue,
Abstain.
Ken,
No.
the motion passed. Edition number 17, discussion of possible action on potential solar array project.
So there's no restricted action.
Is there a motion?
I move we consider a PPA option to get solar panels out of the lagoon.
Is there a second?
Yes, so we will discuss.
Discussion.
We had a July 1st deadline for RFPs. Did we conclude that or do anything to finalize that process?
Wendy, how many did we receive? Is it just the one
I believe it's just the one.
in the packet?
At one point, I thought we said then that the that option is not what we're going to pursue, that we were going to look at either a direct purchase, which in my opinion is going to be real pricey for where we are right now. But the option for the PPA does give us a 5 or 6 year window to look and see if we want to purchase it. And in the interim, we would be saving 10,000 minimum was the estimate, up to 12 or 13,000. Look at those last couple pages. So that's my understanding. I had some incorrect understanding, it was all me, that since we didn't make the July 3rd deadline, that the 30% tax credit went away, but that is not the case the way I understand it currently.
That is correct.
I believe the caller was from One Source.
Yep.
Or One Source Solar, if they have anything to put in.
Correct. I'm here with, to answer any questions you might have.
So what happens to the 30% tax credit if we went with the PPA? Is it absorbed by you or is it refunded directly to the city?
If it is a direct purchase, the 30% would be funded or refunded to the city in the form of a direct pay through the federal government. If it is a power purchase agreement with a third party owning the array and selling power at an agreed upon rate to the city, then the tax credits and any of those depreciation and such would go to the array owner. I know likely you're looking at the example PPA structure sheet that has a lot of numbers, but that does, I can walk through if need be to show you what the savings is to the city. There's no out-of-pocket expense to the city for a power purchase agreement as long as the system owner can rent that ground for, again, agreed upon. Usually it's very minimal just because and then in our legal contract, it will spell out what the rates are and any escalation clause. It'll spell out what the purchase price of the array would be at year 6. The tax or the array owner has to own the array for 60 months to get full tax credit. So that's why year 6 is the first buyout option, and then every year after that. So all of that would be agreed upon up front before signing the contract and moving forward with the third party owning and installing the array.
300,000. With the 30% that goes back to the investor or whoever it is that does that go towards the principal or not?
It's depending on what the investor, they have to have a cash flow and be able to recoup cost of money. And if the city chooses to purchase at year 6, so it's whatever is agreed upon between the investor, the array owner, and the city for that first buyout price. But yes, again, there's no cost to the city up front. So all of those costs to install and cost to maintain is all the burden of the owner. So that's why, of course, all the tax credits and that's part of the benefit for the owner to be able to have cash flow.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
$287,000 is the cost in 6 years. The 30% tax rebate's $90,000 out of 302 to purchase the program. So they're pocketing another 80,000 after 6 years of taking gains. All right, any further discussion?
So out of those first 6 years, how much are we gonna save on our light bill again?
Roughly 10,000 a year.
10,000 a year. So even if we earmark that 10,000, that's only 60,000. I'm just trying to figure out in 6 years, we're coming up with 250 or $280,000.
Any different than coming up with $300,000 today?
Yeah.
But 300 would be minus 30%, so it wouldn't be
It's right. It's only 210,000.
210,
211,835.
Correct.
211,8 something. Okay.
Too many numbers to be specific.
It's on the last page of there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I had kind of disregarded coming up with 210,000, but maybe we need to consider that as well.
So
Revolving fund available? SRF?
Not for
Electrical,
electrical that I'm aware of.
if it's running my power plant, or my sewer plant.
I don't think so.
I found a
Check on
website that
that.
said
I
no.
have to.
But
Oh, did you look on the other website?
We might need to check on that one.
I mean, if we were doing a wastewater plant overhaul like we did 10 years ago,
But we
you might be
are,
able to get it rolled in,
right?
I'm upgrading.
but.
Are we upgrading?
It's on the same property.
It's on the same
It's on the same
property and
I mean,
it was something that we were told we had to do.
Will you ask the question?
I can ask a question.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You know me, I'm outside the box.
Hey, I'm good with that.
That's not bad.
The worst they can say is no.
But they put curbs in for us too.
That might be stretching even further.
All right, any further discussion? Motion was to approve
So, I
the
think-
PPA.
Yeah, and I think that's second, so do you want to?
We'll vote.
this, or-
We want to amend it. Do you have any thoughts to amend?
Yeah. Go ahead. I agree with your amendment.
To look at both of them? Both options? Is that what you're suggesting?
Look at both options, but wait. Can we wait a month? We got until December. to
Wait
vote,
until
right?
December of 27.
Yeah. So we wait one.
Correct, the rate, correct, they, in order to get the direct pay or for the owner to get the tax credit, it has to be installed by December 31st of 2027, that's correct.
Okay. If I remember right, it wasn't gonna take but
Yeah, it's a
3 weeks to do it.
short 2-month process. So yeah, I'll amend the motion to look at both of them and look at possible financing for both and benefits, and then put it on our August agenda since we still have time.
So you amended your motion from approving the PPA to reviewing both again and resubmitting for next month.
Putting some numbers together with it, yeah, from our city side.
All right,
I'll still second.
still seconded. Any further discussion? Sue?
I'm sorry, I'm having a problem right now.
Is there something we can do for you?
I think I'm just gonna have to leave. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. Derek?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Ken?
Yeah,
Doug?
Yes.
Do you need help getting home?
No, I'll make it. Take me a while, but I'll make it. Thank you.
All right, condition number 18, discussion of possible action on amending the 4/27/26 meeting minutes.
I was the one that asked for this to be on it. We don't have to make a motion that we can discuss, or how?
Make a motion.
Okay, I make a motion, we amend it. And the part that I would like to amend is the
I'll
fact that
second.
Indian Creek vote was recorded incorrectly here. The rest of it is history, and we can't do anything about it. But I think the record needs to show that Indian Creek did not abstain, but rather voted no.
You second it?
I did.
Further discussion?
My question is, because one of their trustees abstained and the other one said no.
So that's a
So-
no vote, isn't it?
So would that be, I mean, that's,
It's a no vote.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. When you have two voting members present for a single vote, it just becomes convoluted and confusing, which is why we are here today, discussing the same thing that is or doesn't make any difference. So, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, no matter what.
You can write it either way, but it's a done deal. I mean, it's already over with, it's passed. Can't back up and fix it.
Well,
We can move,
right.
we can fix it moving forward, because now we have clarity.
right, and the,
We did that in the last meeting with the twin meeting.
whether they abstained or they voted no, it's still,
There's no vote.
Still a no vote. I mean, either way, right?
But it wasn't recorded that way, and that's my only goal, is to get it recorded, even though the action went further and contrary to
But
what.
that was recorded as being abstained, right?
That's
Right.
the inaccurate part that I think needs
Okay.
repaired.
But the way that the fire board ordinance says is that Indian Creek only receives one vote.
Right, but
And
City of Maxwell
City
gets
gets
one
one
vote,
vote, and then Washington gets one vote.
right,
So
so
that's-
there's 3 votes.
Yeah.
And the votes would be 1 yes, 1 no, and 1 abstention. I just think and I know we went ahead and did things but I think in fairness to Indian Creek, that needs to be reported accurately.
Any further discussion? Joe?
Yes.
Derek?
I'll abstain.
Doug?
Yes.
That motion carried. Wes? All right. Well, we're on record time here, so I'm gonna bust through the highlights here. So
Thank you.
we're gonna drag it out.
But you had 3 pages to this time.
Well, like, the bold stuff. So Baldwin Street reconstruction, so the update on that is we've been negotiating with the DOT and the contractor on the primary issues being the liquidated damages working days, as well as there's a sub-base quantity, rock sub-base quantity discrepancy. The DOT has not been, their recommendations have not been favorable to us. They've recommended, like a 12-day liquidated damages, and then to their words, fair and equitable for the price adjustment, because it is a quantity change. That we go with basically their cost. So there's no markup or anything on that. So it covers them for their cost of the rock. So with that being said, I think the overall change order, the balancing change order, we call it, that cleans up all the quantities and all of that, and liquidated damages and everything, I think is still a deduct. About 40,000 or something like that. I think I read that right. So it's still a deduct for the project as a whole. That's what the conclusion of the DOT recommendation, and in the interest of getting that project done and out of here. That's what's been submitted as a draft to Riley for their acceptance. We just need to get their sign off on it now. There is still a DOT audit process that has to go through for all their other paperwork.
I thought they completed most of that.
Most of it, we're a little bit cart and horse mixed up because of this whole issue and Riley not responding, but, it could take up to 4 months, but Spencer says, hopefully it should be a lot quicker.
Can I stop you there?
Yeah.
Did they even look at the pictures we submitted showing people on site working, and they
I
still said
believe
that?
they did. I mean, I don't know for sure, but we sent those to them, and Spencer had conversations with them. Their recommendation on liquidated damages still hinges on the working days that were after the fact didn't change a whole lot, maybe by a couple, but they reduced some other days earlier in the contract that we had counted as working days that they disallowed as working days.
But after we submit those weekly reports, aren't those numbers then agreed upon once they are submitted? Because I brought up changing something way back when. Oh, no, it's already been submitted
Yeah.
too late. So how can they take one that said 23 and a half days over on February 1st? And I know I'm asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
But did we ask them that?
Yes, yeah, we did, and really, it actually got bumped up to another level. The contractor called somebody else at DOT, and their comment back was, our recommendation is to resolve it, because if it goes up this other level review, it's probably not gonna be in our favor even less, because that next level.
And we
is-
don't want to put a lot much lawyer costs in it.
Exactly.
I understand
And
that.
this is,
And there was 600 pages in the original contract, so.
yeah.
Memorize that.
Could you cut that
I don't think anybody
out?
knows that.
What about city signs that they damaged?
If we have any if there's any additional claims on signs, we need to get those. I don't know,
It's just the ones, yeah, Spencer has.
Okay,
Spencer has those,
all right.
okay.
Okay, I'll follow up with Spencer on.
So that's what I'm
finding
doing.
out.
And then how about excess fees, since we're still talking to you about this a year and a half after?
That's what comes out of liquidated damages. So that's the cost. So liquidated damages are not a penalty, they're a cost incurred item.
So you can't just penalize someone liquidated damages because they didn't meet their contract. You have to show, like if it was to go to court, we would have to give all the paperwork to document the $1,000 a day that we're charging them. So, that liquidated damages is for our extra time. It's essentially what it is.
Well, thank you for going to bat, but I'm still.
Yeah. I'm not exactly thrilled either. Well, I'm not thrilled. I think they're convolutedness and they're definitely more contractor friendly. I would have preferred it otherwise, but it's kind of the hazard when we get in bed with the DOT, then they're the big dog in the house and they kind of make the rules, so.
And they're probably more friendly with contractors than they are the cities. I didn't say that.
Yeah. It appears that way. Okay.
That was my take.
Yep. So we're fighting a big dog. So I think the fact that if we can get Riley to agree to what liquidated damages we have, I think that's probably take what we can get.
Simple. Yep.
Take what we can get and go. And
Okay.
capping the feather, we're feathering the cap wiser for next time we doing this stuff eyes wide open with DOT and that kind of thing.
So I thought the language favored us in reality.
There was other language we didn't see, deeper magic.
The bonus to the project, and Whitney and I reviewed this today, is that the remaining closeout costs will still come in under our allocated funding.
Is it impossible to have them deliver the rest of that stuff rather than paying triple?
Yeah, because it's not for the project, there's questions of eligibility. And so basically it would be like if you tried to get them to do work on the water plant under a DOT road grant. That's not eligible, so it's a different project, so it's not eligible. Is kind of how they look at that.
Part of it is we still have grant funds coming back. We've been waiting to get them.
I know that holds up everything.
So eligibility is a key thing in getting those grant funds. All your expenses have to be eligible for that.
But I hate to pay triple for something just because we only need a third.
Well,
Somebody dropped the ball.
in looking at it, that their bid price was in error, it's how they calculated it. They looked at the overall cost and then divided it by the quantity, whereas everybody else looked at the quantity and extracted that out. So it was an error, and so that's where the DOT said, well, fair and equitable means they actually did have costs in excess of what they paid or what they bid for it. So much for what you bid is what you pay, but The unfortunate thing is if we did not have a quantity change in excess of 20%, it wouldn't matter. At least the way I read it, because it's when you exceed it, when you have a quantity change greater than 20%, it triggers the ability to renegotiate. That's in the language.
So not demand, but I think it can be demand.
Yeah. So.
Well, thank you.
All the stuff we talked about already, I'm not gonna go through that. Rock Creek Ridge, they have been working on some punch list items. I believe they got the culverts replaced. They've been working on some of the storm sewer structure down by North Street. I know they had prep for paving, and if you hadn't heard, one of the partners in the development group passed away. So they, Dan Aarons, he's here once.
Guy,
Dan Aarons, but
He did.
Yep.
Yep.
he was
Third
the main
millennium.
He was the main, he was one of the main funders. Yeah.
When did he go?
2 weeks ago?
2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 weeks
He
ago.
found out he had health issues last November.
Okay.
He's been dealing with cancer, and they got one fixed up and went to the rest of his body. So his son is stepping in his place. Clint has assured us that they are intending to continue. They have been continuing to do some work. The pavement has not progressed yet, but
They're getting close and ready to do everything.
I think they lost some of their plastic with the last storm, but.
Can you address with them that they need to ensure that they're using Rock Creek Road rather than North Street to enter unless they have need in the right?
Are they using north for access?
I just heard there's
Okay.
vehicle traffic, excess vehicle traffic. Working
And
that way.
it's possible that they're accessing there because that's where that intake is that they're building,
And that
which is
might
right
be
down
what
there.
I figured that maybe doing some actual work in the.
That is where we're doing that intake work. So hopefully that'll stop as soon as that intake's done, but I will.
I just didn't want to bring in concrete trucks that way or anything like that.
They shouldn't, because other than that one location, there's no rock further up, so.
Once they can't. They can bring a pumper truck.
Never underestimate, yeah.
That's true.
Okay, I'll pass that on.
Thank you.
So hoping they keep working on the punch list items. It's promising, and that's all I have on that one. I don't believe we've received bonds on that yet, though, have we, Mindy?
Mm-mm.
So
No, they were working on them.
okay, I keep pestering them on that one. While we
Well,
still
they-
have them on the hook.
I think they understand that that's the condition.
Yeah,
Hold
we're
on
not
to that
issuing
later.
any permits until.
Yeah, we're not gonna give you any.
And they had a IEDA had a stipulation for some of their workforce development grants that they had to start foundation or start building construction by July 1st. They did not gonna make that. They got an extension because of Dan's passing that IEDA approved. I don't know what that extension is for. How long till, but they told me that July 20th is when they're looking to come in and,
My understanding was 30 days.
okay, 30 days, so.
They also need to finish the punch list items in order to get the permit.
And that's actually the key path is that they've completed the sanitary sewer stuff. There was one more item on the water for us to accept that. The storm sewer is what they're working on now for us to accept that. So once they tell us it's all done, we'll get a recommendation and then you guys will be free and clear to say, okay, public improvements are done for the street too. And then if they come down to the wire again, we did talk to them last time about possibly doing a foundation permit instead of a full building permit. That allows them to start work on foundations, but it does not give them a full building permit that would then go into a certificate of occupancy request. Because until the streets are in, and we don't even want them building sticks until we have emergency access, be able to leave a fire truck on it. So all public improvements need to be done before they start building sticks, but digging a hole in the ground isn't a big deal. So if it comes down to that, we may do that again, but. So that's all I've got on that. Water treatment plant, we're working to get the contractor to execute the contract and bonds, so he should be getting those to us here soon. We did get the DOT permit. The DNR permit is the critical path at this point for the funding as well as for the start of construction. We have to have that before we can break ground. So I talked to him the other day and he was working on it. So hopefully that's coming. Once we get that, that'll trigger the next step for the SRF side to get us there's a notice of funding, eligibility and a couple other things. I forget what they are off the top of my head, but that's the next step. The contractor, I think, is not keen on moving real quick. He's got a couple other things to wrap up, so that works with his schedule anyway. He doesn't see any issue with that. And we have a couple things for submittals to do before he gets going anyway. So
Yeah, I think we still need that right-of-way easement, property easement.
yes, the right of way easement. I don't know where you've got on that.
He's willing to do it. We just
Okay.
need it. So,
Okay, so is that something you need from me then, or okay?
or, yeah,
I thought I got it to you, but I'll
okay,
make sure to get it to you
thank you.
again. And I'll make it as dummy proof, foolproof as I can of sign here, sign here, sign here.
Appreciate it.
Because those forms just confuse me every time I look at it. And that's all the bold stuff that we haven't covered under other items. Any other questions for me?
I do got a question for you.
Awesome.
I know that we had 7 feet of water down there,
Only
But-
7 feet?
or 8, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there any way, I've had a lot of people with the park, or using the park, ask if a bathroom could be put in down that way,
Which part?
this big park,
On
Main City Park.
Okay.
Bathroom further
Make-
down in the floodplain.
Yeah. So yes and no. I would have to look at the mapping. We ran into this when we put the shelter down there.
Because I didn't know if we could go
the dam.
north.
So there's a floodway designation, and in the floodway you can't do anything. You can't fill, you can't build. It's restricted. I mean, you can, but more money than you ever want to spend because you got to do a whole study to redefine the floodway. So in the floodway you can't do that. I forget where the floodway is down there. In the floodplain you can do things in the floodplain. You can fill. It depends on how much you want to do on what that takes. So that would be if you're filling in the floodplain. And I need to confirm with my stormwater guys for sure that do those permitting more than I do, but, you can fill the floodplain, it varies whether that's a DNR permit or a local permit, which would be just us. Generally, we go worst case and send it to the DNR, and if they say, nah, don't worry about it, send it back to the local, so they'll determine that, but, sometimes with filling the floodplain, they require you to do a big water study to check the river and make sure that your fill isn't going to adversely affect. You can't, by filling the floodplain, you can't raise the flood elevation more than a foot in that area based on the flood mapping that's already been prepared. So there's study, that's cost.
Send the problem downstream.
What's that there?
And you can't send the problem downstream.
Right, exactly, yeah. Yeah, you can't make it worse downstream or you can't make it worse there.
Right,
So
right.
now with the shelter bin, the bin shelter that we put down there several years ago, we could construct that because we left it open and water can flow through it. So the building acts as an obstruction, and you would probably want to fill above the floodplain anyway, so that when it does this, you don't have to redo all the sheetrock in your building. You can sheetrock or concrete or just clean it out, yeah. So it's not impossible, but depending on how it looks, where we put it, it can get complicated, which means money, cost. So if you can keep it out of the floodplain, no issues.
Well, it is. It's right up on top of the hill up there, Trotter Boulevard, but
yeah,
when you got a kid on
It's a long walk.
third base that needs to go potty,
The tree line's closer.
it is. And believe me,
I know.
90% of those boards would do it, but you know, you got little girls there too, and grandmas. But
Yeah. So if you have a specific location, I can run that past our stormwater guys and they can give us a better answer on what they think it might take. We can look at quickly, so we can certainly.
that, or I suggest maybe the city looked at, and I know they would have been floating, they'd be up here, but porta pots down there during baseball season. At least help take care of the problem for a little bit.
Yeah.
Couple weeks.
I'd encourage the rec,
Huh?
I'd encourage the rec group,
Rec group can, they
they can set
how much rain did we get here?
9+. Put in another
5 bolt storms?
2 the next day.
Yeah.
So
Minimum of 11.
Yeah.
11?
Normally like 3.5 in Cole,
Yeah.
11 and 13 down there.
Well, if anybody asks, not that most people don't understand the storm event occurrences, but that is over a 500-year recurrence interval, which is basically just means a 0.2%. It's a 0.2% probability. Engineering has done ourselves a disservice with calling them years.
Yes.
Because it's all statistics. It's a 0.02% probability. But for your reference, a 24-hour storm, 500-year storm is 9.4 inches in 24 hours. And I would say those two storms back to back were within 24 hours.
Yes.
So you far exceeded a 500-year storm. And parts of it might even been bigger than that for short duration storms. But
I think probably the part that I was most impressed was that I didn't hear anybody have any sewer issues.
nice.
Wendy, did you have any sewer issues?
Nope.
I think our saving grace was that the creeks were already low. And they were.
So did the creeks come out of the bank?
They did.
Okay.
But they were low when it started.
So we weren't like 93 where we stacked on top of the
On
storm.
Thursday afternoon,
Tonight might be another issue.
Centerfield had probably, I don't know, 6-8 inches of water in it, but
Okay.
then after that, it was.
So it could have been worse if those
7 feet.
creeks had already been full.
True.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
That is an interesting thing because I'm a geek for engineers and I look at stormwater stuff. In 93, if you guys were around in floods in 93, I was. We did not get any 100-year storms in 93. All of our rainfalls were like 2 inches or less. Problem is we got a lot of them and they stacked up. They just bam, 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 bam. So it's interesting that the difference between flood and storms. We didn't get any 100-year storm events in 93, but we got the 100+ year flooding.
Yeah.
You know, so here we got 500-year plus storm event, but not 100-year plus flooding. So,
Well, it was, I tell you what,
well, it might have been close to 100-year flooding.
it was really close
Yeah.
because I haven't seen 210 close
since '93.
Oh, 210 got closed down.
On both lanes.
Okay.
Both lanes.
Out here by
Yeah.
Dollar General.
2004 it was when we moved in.
It was?
Yes,
Okay.
for a day.
That's probably because I was working.
Yeah.
2004 it was.
Yeah.
So, anyway, if you want to know more geeky engineer stuff, talk to me later. Please.
Appreciate it.
That's all I have.
Thank you. All right.
Well, kind of on this thing, on the storm stuff, there was, when I drove around, because I was looking for a place to put my drone up to get some overhead shots. Got some really good ones down there at the city park. But,
Nice.
I do have to say that I was kind of impressed that like Woodlawn was mostly in the ditches.
Well, it was out the day before. So Woodlawn came out the first day.
Flashy.
City Park wasn't. Woodlawn retreated the next day. Indian Creek
And the
came
park
out.
got dumped, yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the difference we're talking about between the local storm flooding and the creek flooding.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
Woodlawn, you saw the local storm flooding.
Yep.
Then it went down and which, that storm project, that's what that would help, would be that local storm flooding, that would be lessened. But then when the creek comes up, it doesn't matter.
Okay, because it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I was able to go drive around. But like even up around the Rock Creek Ridge area, I wasn't seeing any like devastating flooding up there. Fifth and Baldwin, that was clean. I mean, I wasn't seeing a lot other than down there at the city park, the road that goes out of town. There
Is right in the floodplain, so that's why it's a park. Then we could build houses there. But,
All right.
well, I'm glad you guys escaped out with not too much damage then.
All right. On the council mayor reports, there.
I got nothing.
And Sue is left, and Joel.
Have we turned in any damage estimates to emergency management?
Yes.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Okay. Just want to make sure that we were doing that.
Wendy was on top of it.
Thank you,
Good
Wendy.
job, Wendy.
One of the questions I have for the Highway 210, with the speed limit going to 60.
Which one? Because it's two different speeds.
Yeah, so
East of
out
town.
here,
It's 55.
it's still 55.
And will stay 55,
Okay,
according to the Tony and the DOT.
okay.
Here to Collins, it will be 60. Speed trap city.
Well, and the reason I'm wondering is because like where it changes to 55 out there is right at the city limit sign. But here, it's still within the city limits. And so people are already jumping up to 60 by the time they get to my street.
Mhm.
And so people trying to pull out of Webb and Myers, now we're increasing the probability of something happening because
So did
people
they
increasing
need to
speeds already.
change, or keep the speed limit at 45 until past?
I thought while you were in
Myers
city
Road?
limits, I mean, because to me, within city limits, that falls under ordinance. So
No, it's
does
the
our,
highway.
Not on state highway, doesn't. So the DOT controls our speed.
okay,
You can petition to change it.
We can ask them to change it.
because I think after you leave the city limits, up it to 60, but while it's in the city limits, I think it should still be lowered. I mean, like I said, just coming off a Webb there, or even me slowing down to turn into Webb and people running up my rear
Visibility
end.
both ways. You don't have any big trees or anything along. Pay attention.
Yeah, right. And then the only other thing I have is I got notified by League of Cities that I'm invited to their awards deal in September. I'll be receiving my certified elected municipal official award in September. So I got invited to that.
Very good. Congratulations. And
all I got.
Eric Carlson would like some gravel. I know it was mentioned for the road where we tore it up, but it needs some gravel going down to his place, those last 2 or 3 houses.
What
Tracy
road?
Christensen
That's on Baldwin, right?
on Bald. Well,
Fifth Street.
5th Street West.
East or west?
west.
That was an area that was disturbed by the Baldwin Street construction, right?
Yeah.
And so I think last year we talked about,
Was it this guy just finishing up the drainage?
no, it's not, I think he's the last one on the line.
He's the last one on the north, right before the green gates.
So I think we looked at it last year and we said, well, the issue came up last year, so let's let it settle.
It still hasn't been gravel, and it's kind of muddy. So if we can get that, the alley just east, it's a north-south alley, obviously, most of them are, just east of Metcalf, south of the school. A power line came down or something there, and we had big equipment in there, so we need to get that leveled out. It messed up some yards as well.
Was it a power pole or power line?
Power pole, a tree hit into a power pole, and the power company was there, and I think we had,
Should call it line energy.
well, it's people's yards, right? Okay.
Was it disturbed by the power company when they were
It was
fixing it?
disturbed by, well, we had our backhoe up there, I think. And it just messed up some yards because they couldn't stay on the narrow path for the road. So anyways, somebody needs to look into that, if they would,
This
please.
is the alley where?
Just east of Metcalf, south of the football field.
Between Ashford
Ashford, yeah, between Ashford and Metcalf, south of the football field. Gavin Stone was putting the stickers on things yesterday, and he said Marshalltown isn't quite ready for us, and he was gonna call over and check and then get a hold of Wendy if he could get some answers as far as us taking our trash that direction. But that was what he told me. He was gonna check into it with Dan.
the guy that runs the landfill. I don't think there's an issue with it.
All right, well,
Probably
he-
just need to call him.
He posed he said there's something still, maybe it's just a signature, maybe there's something, but he did mention that and he was gonna look into it.
Wendy, will you call him?
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday and he never mentioned it. Gavin.
No, call
Don?
Marshall County.
Okay.
I'm sure
Um,
it's just a signature or something. 20E probably.
The codification process, are we going to include them taking the 15-minute parking signs off the north side of what used to be Logston's in that process? Or do we have to act on it through the council?
I think that was already covered in the earlier chapters. Let me look.
Okay, that was just a question. We don't have to act on it and they do it in their process, that's fine. I hate to say it, but we're almost to August and that's when school starts, but has anybody been in contact with Iowa State about our comprehensive plan? Because they were gonna start in August right away.
I thought they weren't starting until the second term.
No, it's fall. Well, can I call and check?
Please do.
Okay,
Follow up with it.
okay. And Wendy and I are both busy. There's a Story County Economic Development Group on the 23rd. Derek, are you still there?
Yep.
Are you available to go to that meeting the 23rd?
I will make myself available.
Okay, thank you, because we have to go to 3 of the 4 in order to get our $8,000, whatever we get. Thank you on that. And there's a sinkhole on the west side of the school parking lot. We've replaced somebody's line because it's new cement in a little stretch there, and it's starting to sink down pretty significantly. Right by the Circle Drive, if you come out of the Circle Drive and turn left, it's right there. So we need to check on that at some point as well, please. And I think that's all my scribbles.
Where are we with the broken light across the street?
Wendy, were we able to get a replacement?
For the one across the street?
Yeah.
The company we used to order them for is out of business, so I have not found
We need
an,
9 new ones.
an affordable
Yeah.
an affordable one yet. We got the insurance payout for the
Is that the business that's down by Oakhart?
Chickapin Hill.
Chicopee,
Mhm.
okay.
I've asked other clerks and they don't they don't order the decorative things like we do.
You can
I think Parks looked into it
reach
too.
out to Trees Forever. They have contractors that specialize in recycled material for city enhancements, and they might have a contractor that sells recycled material lights.
Kind of the street lights?
Yeah.
The decorative street lights?
Wes, you asked for me too, and
Okay.
the names you gave me, they don't.
Is it the light itself or just the bulb?
The decorative lamp, it's like a Sesame Street lamp.
Whoops. I think I might have been thinking,
The people you gave me either don't sell just one
okay,
or don't sell
that was a while
that
ago.
kind, yeah.
I might take a picture and float it past our landscape
And
architect.
Parks and
Something like
Open, Parks and Open Spaces tried to chase it down too.
that. Yeah.
Some of it is. That they don't charge $10.
Do you have,
We just buy some more of those
are those aluminum?
lantern poles and people can just hang their lanterns
Those are
out there.
darn pricey.
Do you light them every night?
Go back to the
What do
night
they call
watchman.
that? Yeah.
Go back to the night
That's all I got.
watchman where they light it and
Yeah.
then
That's all I got. Go ahead, Mayor.
like your morning.
I don't have anything additional.
Can I run around the second round, please? The last 4 pages, I didn't realize that Wendy had included them, are just data that Steve and I always compared every year. Wendy pointed out that the one that says, the 2-page one was off by 4,000 or 5,000. I found a couple of mistakes, one being I didn't have a formula working right, and there's a couple other things. Still off $1,700. But we're just trying to look at trends here is what the purpose of this is. So you can kind of look at that. The employee increases, same thing. Just here's what we're doing. Here's what we're talking about. That sheet has no other bearing other than that, no implications of any kind. The treasurer's report, though, I do want to visit at that very last page. When we compare 2021 ending year balances in the treasurer's report to now, nearly every account is significantly down. So we are not carrying over the reserve that we have been in the past years. You went $1.2 million, $1.2 million, $1.3 million, $1.4 million, 400,000, 791,000. We bounced back last year. We were very, very low at the end of 25. So we need to, and I think we're all looking at the numbers to be as efficient as we possibly can with everything we do. And just so we don't get back to the point where we're scraping things around. And Deb always used to tell me, I don't want to get to where we were 17 years ago when we had to borrow money to pay payroll. So we definitely need to mind our P's and Q's. That's the one I do want to say, let's look at that one a little harder, please.
All right.
Kick around to
Good
it.
question about that.
Excuse me?
Can I ask a question about one of your documents here?
Sure.
The proposed employee increases spreadsheet. Just curious why you created a total without one of our employees on it.
Because I didn't know I missed one.
No. You created a total, but then you created a subtotal underneath it without.
Oh, total without, because that position, the logic I used on that, Carrie picked up a whole lot of extra things in the transition. And assuming she goes back to her normal halftime, she was significantly above that. If you include her, she is actually going to be negative compared to where she was. But compared to what it should have been, or taking her out, that's why I did that, because that was an exceptional situation in that time frame.
Okay.
And the other thing I want to mention, if you're trying to look at it, we had 27 pay periods, so I prorated it back to 26 to be comparable year to year. Last year had that extra pay period, so that's what some of those numbers are.
All right.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Further discussion? Derek?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Joel?
Yes.
Ken?
Yep.
We're adjourned.